All right, wrapping up the assignment. Part three is pretty easy, right? So, part three, we've kind of done this before with the second part of lesson seven, which was kind of that eat this, not that. So, the real world application is here. We're gone out to a restaurant, we've, eaten something, we've looked at that nutritional information. So, what I ask you to do in part three is kind of two things. The first part is I ask you to go back to the meal that you had, right? So we had that meal in part two. You guys, we did like a Big Mac and fries and, maybe a 6-piece chicken nugget, maybe like a big drink, right? Whatever that is. So what I'm asking you to do in part three is I'm asking you to now go back and somehow, in terms of that item, make that a healthier version. So I'm not entirely sure that you're going to be able to say like, oh, I'm going to make this super healthy option in this case at McDonald's, but I'm asking you to do some type of modification, some type of variation of either the food item, an alteration, or maybe kind of those add-on items, right? And then what you're going to do in that second part of this is you're going to actually give me, and this is where I'm going to look at like kind of the details to this. Is you're going to ask me is like, what have you done to make it healthier? And in that case, that could be a reduction in total calories or sodium or saturated fat or total fat, and a little bit on how you got there. So be specific when you're giving me the changes here, right? So that could be substituting a drink, that could be eliminating maybe one of the food items or the add ons that go on to that. And then specifically what's happening with the nutritional information as a result of those changes. And for the last part of the assignment, it's pretty basic. It's kind of some out the door type of questions there. So I ask you some really simple stuff like how does portion size affect the nutritional content? Like, don't think too hard on that. That's basically saying the more food that comes in, what happens to the nutritional information or the content, right? So everything increases. I ask you a diet heavy in fast food leads to what type of lifestyle diseases? That's again a review of the entire nutrition unit and a little bit of this project. And then I ask you, because I'm not entirely sure that we're going to eliminate fast food from our diet, give me some basic suggestions how we can incorporate that fast food into a healthy diet. My hopes are that you were able to complete that assignment relatively within that kind of 50-minute time frame. If it takes you a little bit extra, I could understand that based off of this being the first time. So I think the next class, all we're going to do is just kind of focus on that nutrition quiz, which should be less than 50 minutes. So any questions, again, I just want to remind you you can message me into Canvas. I'll be checking those frequently. And then resubmit any of that makeup work that you folks have from the previous unit. And then moving forward, I'll make sure that we do standalone assignments as opposed to kind of those e-packets, because I think that'll make all of our lives a little bit easier. Okay. Everyone stay safe, healthy, and we'll be in touch.